Cam Newton. Cam and this fragile, fragile ego. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I saw the clips on TikTok, I got triggered. I had like a visceral reaction. I was triggered. So no, I did not watch the full interview. I would never do that. I would never do that to myself. No. Dr. Bryant is better than me because at 31 years old, I am never, ever, 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 ever again, never, ever, never, ever again. I'm never arguing with the male ego. I'm not doing it. Arguing, debating, having a discussion, having a conversation with a triggered male ego is impossible. It's hard to do. You will not win. His ego is going to fight and talk you and be combative through every logical, observant fact. All she did was give that man an observant fact. Hey, you have 8 kids, you have all these separate homes, those are going to be broken homes. That triggered him because it's just the truth. Like, unless you have a compound or you done bought houses, like a sister wife situation, if y'all watch that on TLC, if you have houses on one street or in one little cul-de-sac, really, that's what he would need. And you just bounce around house to house. I mean, granted, you're still not there. You see what I'm saying? Like, it feels like irrefutable. Like, you can't refute the fact that you have now created broken homes, but somehow he found a way to refute it. And the sickest part about it is, and this is why I will not argue with the male ego in no way, shape, or form, is because once that ego gets triggered, then it's like attack, 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 attack. Now he's gonna want to attack you and challenge you and make it be like, well, you're putting the mirror on me, so let me put the mirror on you. The craziest part, and that's why I love Dr. Bryant. When you try to put the mirror on me, I've already accepted. That's the difference between a fragile male ego and a woman like Dr. Bryant, like myself. When you have already confronted your truths, your flaws, your problem areas, when you've already confronted that, accepted that, you own them, putting a mirror to me doesn't do nothing but show me how good I look. Hello? That's all it does. However, when your ego is fragile and it gets triggered and someone puts the mirror to you, all you see are the cracks in your mirror. You see the broken pieces in your mirror. And now you want to project like I look in the mirror and see the same thing. No, baby, I don't. I don't look in the mirror and see a broken mirror. I don't look in the mirror and see shattered, broken pieces, things falling off. The frame is fucked up. One side of the frame missing. Like, I don't see that because I've done the work and put that mirror back together and polished that mirror the fuck up. When I look at that mirror, the mirror looks good and reflects a damn good looking person back at them. Hello? Yes, wake that one on up. That's what I see. So when I'm watching Cam Newton and Dr. Bryant, I'm like, he don't even know his mirror is broken. And all this woman is trying to say is, hey, look at these broken pieces and how can we work to fix those pieces? You're so triggered by the brokenness that you can't even get past what the message is that she's trying to give to you. And that's why I don't argue with the male ego. I'm not doing it. I don't do it because I know that I'm coming from a genuine good place to say, yeah, at one point my mirror was broken. At one point my pieces were broken. At one point, things were falling apart. It was a little raggedy, but I spent time fixing and working to get that mirror good. I might have had to replace the whole fucking mirror, but I took the time to, maybe certain parts were good and I had to do this and I had to do that, and maybe some parts are taped up, but regardless, I can look at that mirror and be happy with what I see in it, and I won't be triggered by you holding the mirror to me because I've already worked on it. Like, I know what's in that. I know what I'm gonna see when I look at it. You don't. Oh, yeah. See, all the men like Cam Newton, you don't know what's in that mirror. You don't know what you're gonna look at. You don't know what you're gonna see because you avoid Hello, accountability. Yup. You avoid looking at that mirror. You avoid those truths. You avoid those objective facts. You avoid being, what's the Michael Jackson song? You avoid the man in the mirror. Like, you don't want no parts of what any type of truth and reality of your situation is. So you don't want to look at it. You don't want to address it. And when a woman who is self assured starts to bring things up, you're gonna project, because there's no way you can meet a woman who's not gonna be insecure about her flaws. Yeah, my mirror might have a chip with, some glue over it, but I know that chip and that glue is there, and it's holding it together quite fine. And I'm not insecure about you pointing out the chip with the glue on it. Because I know that chip with the glue is there. And I know how hard I had to work to get that piece to fit back there. Maybe I had to cut another piece of glass from somewhere else to fit that piece back up in there, glue it together to feel good about what's going on right there. Yep. And I can acknowledge it and accept it. You can't put that in my face and say, but look, that's cracked and glued up. Over there, that paint actually don't match the original paint. I don't care about none of that. Still look good to me. You see? And that's a different type of confidence that you want to shatter because yours is shattered. You can't shatter this, baby. Hate to tell you, you can't shatter this. And that is what I felt when I was like watching the clips. I watched so many. I watched the little clips he put out. I saw the titles he was giving them. I said, damn, this man ego is hurt, baby. His ego is hurt. And that is crazy. Because all she was trying to do was just say, hey, here's this mirror. Here's what I see. Here's what other people see. Walk me through it. Let's try to put this mirror back together. But again, the male ego comes out, jumps out. He can't focus on the man in the mirror, and that's why I said it's impossible. I'm not doing it. I'm not sitting down with no man, no mo. Especially when you out here in these dating streets. Oh my God, you always gonna run into the man that's jumping in ahead of all of the brokenness to be like, no, don't focus on that. Don't look at that. Because if you look at my brokenness, I'm gonna try to find your brokenness. I'm trying to find your flaws. And you could do that, but the thing is, I'm confident in that. And that's what frustrates you. It frustrates you that I'm not insecure about it. It don't bother me. So you, like he was telling her, oh, but you're this age and you're single and you're supposed to have all these ideas, but you're single. Like, that's why. That's why she's single, love. She's single because she's understood and she's done the work to put her mirror together and to fix all the cracks and to fix all the brokenness and all the shattered pieces, and it's back. It's beautiful. She look at herself. She say, yeah, I look good. Let me put my lip gloss on. Hold on. Yeah, like she's confident in herself. You're so used. Whew, here come a word. These men be so used to dealing with women whose mirrors are also shattered, broken, falling apart, that when the two shattered pieces get together, their egos can battle it out, right? Like they'll fall in love with the egos battling it out, and then once the ego drops a little bit, then they can project all into those broken pieces, and they think that they're like they like that, right? Like, that woman's insecure, so I can point out all her brokenness and she doesn't have to focus on mine. And she knows you're broken too. She sees your broken mirror. So what she does is then when your ego drops a little bit, she goes and she attacks your broken pieces, and all y'all do is y'all attack each other. But what happens is when you find a woman who's done the work, even vice versa, we'll say male or woman, right? If you find someone who's done the work and their shit is together and their mirror is good and they're confident and you can't point out no flaws even if you see them, it's because now you can't attack no insecurity. You can't, there's no ego. Like, my ego is gone, so you can't come at me with anything because there's no ego, and it's going to be hard for you to connect with that person because you're so used to fighting and reacting from your ego. So you go and you find another shattered, broken mirror, broken person with a big ego, and y'all work it out. And you say, well, all these other people dealing with me, but you ain't got nobody. No, I don't have anybody because I'm not looking to get together with a broken mirror, especially not one that's not getting repaired. Now, hey, had Kim said, yeah, I got some broken pieces, because everyone has things that they could work on, right? Like maybe your mirror 1 year, maybe 5 years, your mirror is pristine. It's beautiful. I'm using this analogy because it's the only way I talk, guys. Y'all know this. I talk in analogies. Um, the mirror's pristine, it's beautiful, it's polished, everything looks great, it's always clean. Then all of a sudden, one area drop, shattered that one little piece, and now you got to work to put that piece back together, and you're working to get that piece back together. Maybe it takes 6 months, maybe it takes 2 years, who knows? But that one little piece breaks, and now you got to put it back together. Maybe someone comes along and shocks you and throws a rock at your mirror, and you like, wait a minute, wait, what? Whatever. But now you got to work to get that back together. Or you meet a man or you meet a woman, and same thing for them. They're now, maybe they were completely shattered, completely broken, like Cam Newton, completely shattered, broken, and they start to want to get their shit together, and they start doing the work, and they start going to therapy, or they find their religion, what have you, and they start putting it back together, and they're putting the pieces together, and then you come in, right? So then a partner enters in, and the partner's like, oh, I see, you're doing the work and you're putting yourself back together. I may not jump into being in a relationship with you, but I'll see how it goes as you put yourself together. But someone who has their mirror together, they can't be with someone who's shattered. It's not going to work, because it's going to be constant projections. And when you don't have an ego to fight and be combative with them, it's going to frustrate them further. And that's where the toxic part comes in, right? It's going to frustrate them further. Like for me, when I'm watching Dr. Bryant, I'm like, all of your little tactics and saying these different things, and oh, but you're still single, and oh, it's like, okay, like, like, she is so self-assured, she's so confident and secure, even in her flaws, that it's like, and it's not even a flaw, like being single isn't a flaw, but you know what I'm saying, he's trying to use it as something to trigger her. It's like, you can't trigger me with my own truth. Like, you can't, like, I can't look in a mirror and you say, oh, well, your nose is shaped weird. No, I'm looking at it, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can't point out something that I've already accepted and embraced. And that is why I will not argue with the male ego. I encourage everyone. This is strictly for the women, honestly. Do not argue, especially if you are together or you're working to get yourself together, you're in therapy, you're doing what you got to do. Do not argue with the male ego. Do not argue with any man that's trying to throw stones and shatter you. Do not do it. Especially when you know you're secure in who you are. Do not let it happen. I no, especially when you're in these dating streets, child. You meet these men, they say something to you, be like, it's no way you believe that. It's no way another woman believes that. And then I have to do the reflection and say, no, it is women out here who believe that. Say less. I'm just not one of them. So sorry. That's not me. I'm gonna get out your way so you can find another girl who, because I'm not gonna work to put your mirror back together and help you out. That's not a challenge I'm up for. I'm gonna just move out the way. Either you could find another broken mirror and y'all could duke it out, y'all egos could duke it out, or you can find a girl who want to sit on the side and wait for you to be ready to repair your mirror. Either way, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part is,